So once we hear the voice of God, then we can understand what route we're supposed to take. And just because we know what route, don't mean that you're not going to have some detours. You're not going to have some situations like a flat, or you running into some traffic. But here's the thing. See, God is never going to just release the full outline of our route, because we couldn't handle everything that he would tell us. So God gives you little bits and pieces. God may give you the finish line. He may give you what your life is going to be at the finish line, but he may not tell you how to get there. But he gives you tips and clues of how to get there. He sends you different vessels and different opportunities to help that trip and push you towards that way. And so, back to talking about the levels, some of us are supposed to remain on the ground floor. And the ground floor is like, your typical 9-to-5 workers. Like society and the culture has made working a job seem like it's the worst thing on the planet. And I get it. Everybody's not meant to work for everybody. But everybody's not meant to be a boss either. Everybody's not meant to have their own business. Everybody's not meant to be promoted to different positions. We see that every day. We work jobs with people that get promoted and they don't know nothing about nothing. The workers know way more information and knowledge than the people that's over them. And that's the way it shouldn't be that way. It's that way because people start chasing other people's dreams instead of understanding what God has what level God has placed you in. And so, we think about the elevator. That's those who seek, higher positions. Those who go get degrees and bachelors and masters and stuff like that. And then you got those who take the stairs. That's your entrepreneurs who build businesses. Those are the ones who work their way up. They may start at entry level position and then they work their way up to management. The service workers. But the thing is we have to understand where we are in life, and then understand why we at that position, and is that position meant for us to be. But because it's okay to be at level 1, but if God meant for you to go to level 2, then you got to figure out how to do that. Do I take the stairs, or am I meant to take the elevator? And God, if we listen to God, again, He'll tell